Hello, my name is Ashton Taft, and my fellow team members and I will be discussing if 2 billion jobs will be lost by 2030, the pros and cons sides to this. As society continues to have technological advancements, the workforce will witness countless of jobs disappearing due to the rise of technology. According to the Futurist magazine, Mr. Thomas predicts that more than 2 billion jobs across the globe would have disappeared due to the advancement in technology. In the future, this drastic change to our society will bring both positive and negative impacts to our everyday lives. One positive impact that this will bring for our society is that even though billions will be losing their jobs, many more jobs and industry will have to be created in order to maintain the technology breakthroughs and advancements that would have taken place near the year 2030. Another positive impact is that for our society is that there will be plenty of jobs that will come from social media and information it gathers. Now, there is a downfall that social media will bring in the future, and that is the increase of identity thefts and people who take all the information collected and twist it into something bad. Another impact that these advancements will bring to our society is everyone who's working will be receiving checks from the government, in which will help our society growth. So, will these technological breakthroughs and advancements help make our society grow, or will they damage us until there is no society anymore?
Hello, my name is Anastasia Patiline, and today I'll be talking to you about how social media can be a career. Now, by the time 2030 comes around, many careers would have disappeared. But the good thing is that many others will have appeared. See, when it comes to robots taking over the workplace, many people are worried that all their jobs are going to be lost. But that's not possible because mankind always demands some kind of evolution or adaptation. So that means when people lose their jobs, other opportunities will be apparent. So when it comes to social media, many careers can stem from it. For example, there can be social media marketers, there can be managers, engineers, designers, coordinators, and they can work in many aspects, not just with a certain company. They can work for education, with the government, for telecommunications, for marketing agencies, for sports, retails, etc. There is so much that social media can offer people as a career. Now, as the future gets closer and closer, the amount of jobs offered in social media continues to rise. In the next decade, it is estimated to rise at 24%, which is much bigger than any other career. And when it comes to wages, that is a positive when it comes to social media. See, most entry-level workers don't make much money, but social media workers can make from $50,000 to $80,000 for just entry-level work. Now, for those who are working at Fortune 500 companies, they can make 6 figures a year, which is absolutely fantastic. Like anything in life, there is a negative aspect. Now, when it comes to social media, it is a web-based career, which means there is vulnerability to hacking and identity theft due to all the information that one is putting out there on the internet. Now, social media cannot be treated lightly because most companies tend to give their social media accounts to their interns thinking, oh, it's an irrelevant job. And this can actually tarnish companies' reputations, which is a very negative thing. There is also the dilemma of who is telling the truth on the internet, because some people have posted advertisements where come get a social media job, and it is actually a complete hoax, and it is robbing people. And that is one thing that we are not sure about with the internet. But as the future comes around and the workplace continues to be automated, that is when these careers will become more legitimate into actual companies and incorporated. And that is when social media will finally flourish as a career.
During the 1980s, poverty rates were increasing and the wealth of the richest also increased. Citizens had feared that the changes in the economy is basically destroying good jobs in the United States today. In a general analysis of the 1980 census data, it shows that there was a decline in the amount of people who were employed and holding good jobs. This decline did not include the middle-class householders. As more technology is introduced throughout the years, large differences of people holding a good job increase. By the 1990s, the majority of people who were minorities did not hold a good job with a solid income. Other things like education, gender, disability also played a great importance on a person's chances of having a good job. Artificial intelligence has already took over of what we know as factory workers and call center operators. Companies like Amazon are using the World Wide Web as retail workers. We might be saying goodbye to taxi drivers and truck drivers because electronic driving cars are being built. We can also say farewell to doctors, pharmacists, accountants, attorneys, etc. because robots can actually replicate the work and better yet do a better job than humans do. This doesn't mean that there will not be jobs in the future. It just predicts that there will be a less job to go for. In today's society, technology has already displaced a vast of workers. An average American worker makes $44,500 a year. This is not different from the average worker of 1979. A percentage of Americans say that they're living off of their bi-weekly paycheck and not knowing how much the next check will be and will it satisfy them and their families. In that case, will it happen when robots are doing our everyday job? And what will be left for the average house worker? A book written by a simple robot gave a somewhat good scenario. Basically, it said if Americans are out of jobs, the government can provide them with $1,000 a month. This grant will be given to every American without a job or one that is not able to find one. But the disadvantage to this idea would be, where would the government get the money, and would they have enough money to provide the grant to every single American if the economy is low from having robots in the work field because they don't have to pay the robots?
Hi, I'm Kiara Hardy, and today I'll be discussing the topic 2 billion jobs will disappear by 2030, ProSci, specifically drones providing jobs. Technology within jobs have created a controversial outspurt due to the fact that it might take jobs from current workers. Many individuals fear that they will be left for nothing to face and no income. However, developing technology within jobs will in fact create more jobs. The digital economy has the potential to increase productivity and create more job opportunities. Technology is also creating higher employment in existing occupations. Moreover, it also forces companies to make changes to their companies to stay up to par with other competitive companies. For example, drones can provide plenty of opportunities for libraries to collaborate with public schools in support of science and engineering programs. Libraries will partner with local representatives that manufacture and produce drones and companies that will use drones for agriculture, law enforcement, and retail to excite future drone hobbyists and create occupation opportunities for job seekers and career development.
My name is Jose Moreno, and I'll be talking about working in 2030 based on research from the PwC. Now, all of this is based on hypotheticals, really, but they have a likely chance of happening. First off, the Red World, where innovation rules. Digital platforms enable those with winning ideas and specialists, niche profit makers to flourish. However, the risks are high if innovation outpaces regulation. As PwC quote, today's winning business could be tomorrow's court case. The Blue World. Corporate is king. Corporations grow so big and influential that some become more powerful and larger than national economies. PwC predicts that human effort will be maximized through physical and medical enhancement techniques and technology, and along with automatons, analytics, and innovation, push performance in the workplace to its limits. The war for some will be high, but generally costs the price of privacy, really. The Green World. Companies care. A strong social ethos places a heavy emphasis on diversity, human rights, and non-financial impacts of business on the planet and people's lives. competition for talented workers will be intense and financial rewards will stay important. However, workers are expected to reflect their employer's values at work and at home, and travel is tightly controlled.